What's good, everybody? Is when I'm coming back at you in another video. So with this video, I wanted to highlight the importance of patience and to remind you that through it all, stay patient. Now, when I'm saying patient, what I'm referring to is finding the joy and the love with the present moment, falling in love with the present moment, falling in love with where you're at. And I know that can be weird to hear or tough if you're in a position that's undesirable, right? If all these events that are happening left and right feel as though they're just all negative and you can't catch a break. I want you to make peace with your current reality, with your current now. Because one thing that people often forget is the way this world works. This is all one world, it's all one universe. Everything in this universe is energy. Everything is made up of energy, which means everything on this planet is connected one way or another. And you need to remember and understand that the majority of the events that happen in the world, right, like all around you, are outside of your senses. And you are not able to pick it up from your senses, right? There's so many events that are happening behind the scenes in the lives of other people, events, circumstances that are being aligned and organized for you to deliver you what it is that you want. You need to be patient, right? Because things are happening behind the scenes. And I know it can seem hard to be patient because you want to know, like it's easier to be patient if you know something's on the way. But if you don't know whether something's on the way or not, it's more challenging to be patient, right? At that point, you'd be impatient. But the problem with being impatient is that oftentimes when you're impatient, you feel anxious. You feel as though you should be somewhere other than the position that you're at. And so how can you get to where it is that you want to go if you haven't made peace with where you're at right now, right? Because you making peace and you finding the love for yourself in this moment, that is what's going to bring you closer to your desired destination, not the other way around, right? That's why I want to highlight the importance of staying patient. Like, you guys need to remember that there's going to be some events that happen, some things that you want out of life, that there won't be a legitimate way. There won't be a clear path. You won't have any answers. The facts of your life is all telling you that something isn't going to unfold for you. But then somehow, some way, that thing you've always wanted, that event that you've always wanted to experience, somehow, some way happens. And you didn't have to lift a finger, right? We don't need to know all the answers. We don't need to know everything. That's very illogical human behavior to think that we have to be know-it-alls when the majority of the events happen outside of what our senses can pick up, right? There's 8 billion people on the planet, and each person is living their own life, doing their own things, coordinating with other people, right? You don't know what is happening behind the scenes to deliver you what you want, right? And I have a story to share with you guys. This is a story that I've mentioned at least once, like in many videos ago, like months ago. But it was like an example where one of my fraternity brothers ended up meeting, his eventual spouse. And it was because he was just at home and it was raining cats and dogs and he didn't have any energy to go out. But his friends wanted to go out, even though it was raining on a Saturday night. His friends wanted to go out. So essentially, they all arrived at his place and basically dragged him out of bed, dragged him out of the house to go out that night, to go dancing, clubbing, whatever. And then that night was when my fraternity brother ended up finding the love of his life, who ended up being his spouse and the mother of his children, right? So this is what I mean. Of course, he was looking for someone the entire time, right? And I'm sure if you're looking for someone and you don't have anyone that you feel is potentially qualified to be your partner or eventually your spouse, right? He didn't have any answers. He didn't have explanations. He didn't know how something like that was going to unfold, how he was going to meet his partner, his love of his life. He didn't know how it was going to happen. And it ended up happening on one of the unlikeliest days where it's raining cats and dogs and no one wants to go outside. But his friends dragged him out of his apartment to go out. And then because he went out that night is when he met the love of his life, who ended up being his wife, right? There's going to be some things in life where you don't have an answer or explanation for, but somehow, some way, it'll be delivered to you. So if you're in a position in life where things are challenging, where things are tough, and it feels like you just can't catch a break, I'm here to tell you, through it all, just stay patient. Stay patient and believe that everything is going to turn itself around, right? You don't need to know any cold hard facts. You don't need to know the how, right? Your belief is what will create the fact. If you have a strong enough belief, then that will eventually create the facts, right? For most people, it's the facts that creates the belief, but most people fail to realize that your belief can create the fact. That beliefs create the facts. If you believe the world is a great place, you'll constantly find evidence of that, of good things happening to people, miracles, blessings happening to people. If you believe the world is a bad place, where only bad things happen, won't be hard to find evidence of that either, right? So this is what I mean. When you truly accept patience, that's when you decide to fall in love with the now, with where you are, the position that you're in, whatever your environment, events, whatever your external circumstances are. You can be patient when you begin to make peace with where you are in your life right now. Try to find ways to make peace, because making peace is what will allow you to be patient. If you feel impatient, if you feel as though you need to already be on the other side, then it's hard for you to enjoy the journey. But the entire time, you're going to be vibrating anxious energy, worrying energy, doubting energy. And that's just going to bring more events into your life that'll give you that same energy, that same feeling. When you accept patience, when you accept that, things will happen on its own time and things will figure itself out. That's when you're able, maybe for the first time in your life, right, to make peace with your situation. And when you have peace, that's when you can accept patience. You can accept the universe to allow things to happen and flow into your life, the things that you want. Just as the same example with my fraternity brother, who ended up meeting the love of his life because his friends dragged him, right? Imagine if he never left the house that day. Who knows? So this is what I mean. You're not smart enough to know how the universe is going to align events for you, even if all of the facts in your life point to that there's no way something can unfold. It doesn't matter, because you have to realize that you are only aware of so little relative to the entire world around you. You don't know what events are going to happen to align you with the love of your life, with that opportunity that you've always wanted, with the financial abundance, with that whatever it is, whatever you could want. You don't know how it's going to align itself for you. So just try to make peace with your current situation. Just try to find joy and enjoy the now. Because as you focus on just the now, everything else will be handled and everything else will be taken care of for you. So that wraps up the video. If you enjoyed the video, do leave a like and subscribe, as once again, guys, we are on the road to 50 subscribers. So that milestone will get hit soon, and I want you guys to be on the journey with me the entire time. So once again, guys, this is Joel, and I'm out. See you guys for the next video.